Hello folks, we've got an Audioline 341, is it? Or is it the 340? 340. I thought this was the Uniden 200. If I can actually talk for 10 minutes, we will... I'm going to power it up, but we're going to change the capacitors anyway. I'm just intrigued. Okay, so it does power up. I'm still going to change the capacitors. Because I know if I don't, it'll be back the next day. So, let's say it's about the 23rd. So that doesn't look messed with. Nice genuine set. No shenanigans. Get those capacitors changed. Take it from there. Right, so I've done 4 of the 6 capacitors. I'll ask Mr. Chippy where the 47s are. I want to do those as well. It's come with the Audioline original mic. We'll be doing it with the standard replacement. I'll need to dig one out of stock. These are a bit bassy, I found. Right, put it on channel 20. And we'll put picture-in-picture on. And let's see what it's doing on transmit. We're on low power. Oh, it's doing 4.9 watts. Well, it shouldn't be. So it's had the screwdriver expert in it. .6 watts on channel 40. 4.7 watts on channel 1. I can see we're going to have to check the VCO and all that, because if it's been messed with in one way, it's probably been messed with in another. So that's our first thing. Low power. Is 100 milliwatts, so well done. They've got 4.9 watts on channel 20 on full power, but they've got 100 milliwatts on low power. Go to the top of the class and jump off. Current consumption is 1.13 amps, which is still efficient. Deviation, wallow. It's reading 3.2 on this test set, but we'll check it with the other one. Frequency we can't do anything about. It's factory set because there's no presets. Let's see what it says. 2779139. That's brilliant. Let's see what the meter says when we press transmit. Centre of the red zone is correct. Meter lamp works. Does these have PA? No. I'll plug it into the test set and the phone's ringing, so I'll leave it at that. I can hear the... Right, I'm back with you, and we've got our standard test mic rather than use the customer's one. So the capacitors which I've changed: 470, 470, 220, 220 and 47. I'll ask Mr. Chippy, I think there's another 47 somewhere. So, what we're going to do, we're going to set the VCO. I've got the service manual in front of me. So the set needs to be on channel 40. There we go, channel 40 it is. Can never remember whether it's a floating chassis or a negative earth chassis, so we'll put it to a coil. I'll switch to low power because this set's doing more than 4 watts and I don't want to kill the set whilst doing this adjustment, which is a possibility. So we're looking for test point 1 and we're looking for 3.5 volts. And test point 1, when I find it, I don't do enough of these to remember, and they've got a memory like a sieve anyway. This is resistor 52. It's there. We're going to transmit, and I've already forgotten what it's supposed to be. Spot on. 3.52. So it'd be the coil there if we needed to. It then goes on to say, if you go to test point 3 and do the receive, which is the next coil. We're not going to do that because this set's already working. If this set wasn't working, then we'd go through that extra procedure. We don't need to. So that was precautionary, with the set having been messed with. Once you spot one thing messed with, you think, oh yeah, what else have they done? So we'll jot that down. 3.53 volts. I think Mr. Chippy's just saying something. Okay, that's the phone. Again, same person it turns out. But they actually got there in time. They don't, lots of people phone, they only let the phone ring, you know, like 6 times or something. It takes me between 16 to 20 rings to get from here to the phone. No, I'm not going to do cordless phones. Okay, so we'll now do the transmitter tune-up, and hopefully we'll be able to tune it down, but correctly. So we'll select, if I can find where I've put the camera remote, select the main meter, and I'll go on to full power. And we start here. So it's the centre of the peak, and the fact that it's doing different powers quite wildly on different frequencies tells me they hadn't got it on the centre of the peak. We're now at 5 watts. I can't remember whether this is transmit or receive on these. Transmit. Still at 5. So I'd like it to be within 0.1 of whatever it is. So if it's, say it's 4 watts on channel 20, I'd like it to be no worse than 0.1 at the band edges. and then bring it down on L10. And then see what our result is. Channel 40. 4.0 something. Channel 1. Right, we're there. They're all 4. I could say 3.98, 4 and 4.02, but I'm not going to. They're all 4. We've now got a current consumption, when we get back to channel 20, of 940 milliamps. Very efficient. It's gone low power. And this is adjustable somewhere. Somebody's pressing the right button. That one's cleaning. $400 milliwatts. Let's try again. 400 milliwatts. Right, we'll check deviation on the test set behind me. So it was far too high as I read it on the Marconi one, but that can play up. So we'll just see whether it's in a good mood with a double check with the machine behind. What? 4.1. How stupid is that? These are the same people who think they're gonna. It's louder. It isn't louder. It's wider. And once you've got to that 2.5. You're just going on to other channels. It only sounds louder if you're listening on a Fidelity 1000. These are the people who've been on CB 40 years and have learnt nothing. Whoa, whoa, look. That's it. Let's see what that says on the Marconi test set. No, I just probably got messed with 40 years ago. See what the deviation says on here. Wow, look, it's 1.5. So that's playing up today. Right, so it was 4.2, which is ridiculous. 2.2 to a peak of 2.5 kilohertz now. Right, we'll dial all that into the signal generator. $27,79125. Get the test equipment plugged into the extension speaker socket. And you have to remember these sets are nothing like as sensitive as Cybernet sets are. And that could be why they're better for bleed over. Keep it very slightly high because it is very slightly high. So without making any adjustments, let's see what the SINAD is. It sounds absolutely dreadful. That is so strangled. Oh, I'm in AM. That's better. Now I'm in FM. Okay, so it doesn't sound actually absolutely dreadful. Five point 0.57. Naught 0.48. Doesn't sound right though. And 1.7. See what the service manual says it should do, and I'll just pop the volume down a fraction. So it says ideally it would be 0.5 microvolts for 10 dB, but it's already doing that. Squelch. So squelch to full, and it's doing 2.1 millivolts, which is stupidly tight. And on threshold, see what it's doing. Unacceptable 5.2 to open the squelch. Right, definitely have Mr. Screwdriver in this one. These don't have public address. And let's see what the meter says for S9. There's S9, and it is, well, let's say it's spot on. We'll tick it off as spot on. Okay, so we will keep 100 microvolts on the signal generator, go over to the oscilloscope, and hope the detector is out, because it certainly sounds like it is. No, it's not very much. Oh well, it still sounds awful. Right, we'll go for a tune-up then. I'm going to do the IF first because it just sounds out. Now we'll go for the front end. No improvement there. A bit of an improvement there. No improvement there. No improvement there. Let's see what we're getting now. 0.49 microvolts. Just going to make sure that we've got squelch, we can get squelch to perform properly before abandoning any further adjustment. And I just need to check this. No, that was right as well. Right, squelch. turn squelch to full on the radio. I put the signal generator as S9 equivalent. And let's adjust the squelch wherever it is. Squelch. No, it's not going to come in. That's the best I'm going to get. That's at maximum. That's 300 microvolts. So let's see how it is on minimum. It's 2.1. You know what? It's not good enough. We'll have to go through this IF until it's better. Let's go back to the oscilloscope. $100 microvolts. Check the detector. That might be different this time. Turn that down. Turn the squelch down. Let's look at the IF. Go to the SINAD meter again. Turn the signal generator down. Let's go for that squelch again. So I've now got it to the maximum strength I've now got is 210 microvolts. I think we're in with a fighting chance now. I like it to be 100, but there's no hard and fast rule. Let's see what they say. Maximum squelch we're looking for. Yeah, it's within. It's within, and their threshold for squelch, I'd like it to be 1 microvolt. So would I. Let's try for threshold then. Make sure I'm really carefully set. Straight in. No, I'm not. I'm in the wrong setting. Yes, I am. It's coming at 0.3. I'm going to say 0.65. So I had to do this IF several times to get where the squelch position where I wanted it. So let's look at the sensitivity now. 12 dB 0.47, 10 dB 0.41, 20 dB just outside of 1. We'll say it's 1.15 microvolts. Putting the wrong thing down. Good. So that took some unscrewing. So we'll put 100 microvolts back on the test set and we'll see where the meter is now. It's just slightly low of S9. Just check where we are on transmit with that meter. Going to high power. Must be sent to the red zone, and that's not quite. There we go. So I think we're done. Tone switch works, pots work, sockets work, mic works. We've only got the speaker to test. I'm going to just check with Mr. Chippy on the capacitors. So Mr. Chippy says to change the 22 microfarad capacitor there, so we will. He's had one play up, and once we've had one play up, it's good practice to. What are these? 16 pence. Right, well that's done with the service manual. I'll put the bottom lid on. Plug the mic in. Right, I did just go over the board with isopropyl. Put the speaker back. I'll just do my bit of OCD and check that the speaker lead I'm presenting to, positive and negative, is the right way around. It doesn't matter, but I'll still check. Well, that looks like it's positive, and that's definitely negative, so I'll hold on to that. It really doesn't matter, but it only matters when it's in stereo systems, and we haven't got stereo CB, so remember these speakers are 16 ohms. Hard to come by. So that's an immaculate set which has been previously screwdrivered and has now been unscrewdrivered by me. Just can't believe how somebody sets the squelch, because they've messed up the IF, and squelch is so insensitive that we wouldn't have even got to scratchy corner without it breaking up. Then they've got the deviation far too high. I know you paid a pretty penny for this, with it being immaculate. Right, there we go. Two times 220 microfarads, 2 times 470 microfarads, 147, 122. Right, let's see whether we can get a good enough connection with the crocodile clip lead. I'll go out to the extension speaker as well. One down, Roger. I love living in the middle of nowhere, you know. Right, we're doing on the air test with that. So thank you for watching. Audioline 340 using the Uniden chassis from 1981. You've always got to change those capacitors, those 220s of the 470s, or you end up killing the set. It's a shame, because they were good sets, and yet they've been the worst for the reliability of the capacitors used. But there you are, they're 40 years old now. Thanks for watching.